Welcome back, the fantastic team. Did you see the Batman? In this video, you will find 10 interesting facts about the Batman. But that if you like to enjoy the cinema, subscribe us. Before starting the video, we must say, naturally, this video contains spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, don't watch the video. Let's start the video. The Riddler and Batman were written with Paul Dano and Robert Pattinson in mind respectively. Director Matt Reeves was dead set on having Robert Pattinson as Batman after watching him in Good Time, without knowing that Robert was also beginning to show interest in playing the role. There's even a grocery store scene in the movie called Good Times, likely a reference to this origin story. Paul Dano had a part in selecting the US Army winter combat mask that the Riddler wears, which custom designer Jacqueline Duran found on eBay. He also tried on hundreds of glasses before settling on the clear pair we see in the movie. The scene where the Riddler talks to Batman over a video call at City Hall took over 200 takes, many at Paul's request. Paul was in a soundproof room with a phone, delivering a ton of variations on the Riddler's lines. According to director Matt, he goes, "Okay, let me try one where I'm off camera and I stick my head in. Let me try one where I'm already sitting there." He's directing this 1% play on an iPhone. It was the giddiness that really got to me. And the City Hall interior was actually a custom-built set in North End, London. The Iceberg Lounge is an actual nightclub in London. Printworks, which used to be a newspaper factory. Indeed, when it came to real-life spots used to create Gotham, they were largely across the UK and Chicago. Production shut down 2 months in, when about a quarter of the movie was done due to the pandemic. None of the movie was significantly altered because of the pandemic, apart from some scenes where the crowds are CGL. Robert himself ended up testing positive recalling. "I was just kind of embarrassed by the whole thing, to be honest. It was so early on after we started shooting and everyone was just so sweet. Andy Serkis, who I was working with at the time, was absolutely lovely about it." A huge influence on Bruce Wayne's character was Kurt Cobain. Director Matt explained, "Early on when I was writing, I started listening to Nirvana and there was something about Nevermind song, something in the way, which is in the first trailer, which is part of the voice of that character. He's like a Batman Kurt Cobain." Unsurprisingly, the real-life Zodiac Killer was one of the inspirations for the Riddler. Director Matt said of the comparison, "Zodiac made a custom that frankly isn't so different from Batman. You have a guy who basically went around in a black hood, dressed in black, with an insignia on his chest. It was utterly terrifying to think that somebody did that. And I thought, well, maybe there's an iteration of the Riddler that does that," he continued. And Rob's version of the Batsuit allowed him to move his neck, which might not sound terribly impressive until you realize that Val Kilmer's suit couldn't. The custom designers really looked at the stuff from the Vietnam War military tactical stuff that one guy could put together and allow him to fight better. Producer Dylan Clark said of inspiration for the suit, "Zoe Kravitz said that shooting with real-life cats proved to be a challenge. The cats were the hardest thing to control during the shooting. We were doing crazy stunts and all that was fine, but getting a cat to stay in one place, impossible," she said, recalling how she was scheduled for cat time with her on-screen cats so that she could know them better. There are a ton of familiar names behind the camera. The cinematographer is Greg Fraser, who is currently Oscar nominated for his work on Dune. Greg called the Batman the most complicated lighting job he's ever done, adding, finding the right balance between darkness and lightness for Batman was the real challenge. Well, before we finish the video, if you like to enjoy the cinema, subscribe us. Do you think the Batman is the best comic book movie of 2022? I think it is. Share the comments with us.